Hello, my name is Rick Lyon, and I want to talk with you about freedom of choice. Freedom is the ability to choose what and how you wish to choose. When we lose the ability to choose, we lose freedom. But our choices have consequences, and therefore our freedoms have limits. We cannot choose to do the impossible. You can choose to be a unicorn, but that doesn't make you a unicorn. But the choices you can make determine your quality of life and your destiny. As a parent, we may limit our child's choices for their own good. The child may not like those limitations or appreciate the wisdom of the parent. And God is like that too. He sometimes limits our choices for our own good, and we may not like it when our prayers seem to go unanswered. It is easy for a good person to make bad choices, but it is difficult for a sinful person to make good choices. And when bad choices become a habit, then life becomes just a string of disasters. Prisons are a way of society limiting the choices of people who make bad decisions. We have an acquaintance who got into drugs. She lives a life of drugs, jail, rehab, freedom, and drugs, jail, rehab, freedom over and over again. The only time she is healthy is when she is in jail where she cannot make bad choices. It works for the good too, if we make wise choices in all aspects of our lives. Our quality of life is determined by our decisions. As long as you have the freedom to choose, your fate and your happiness are truly in your hands. Freedom is the ability of the individual to choose how they contribute to the growth and progress of a family, community, or a nation. The individual member of any family must often suffer the consequences of family or group mistakes, as demonstrated by the 2020 election. The family or group often suffers because of the choices of an individual family member, as the Russian family is now suffering the consequences of Putin's choices. If you don't believe that one man or one woman can change the world, then you need only to examine history, because it usually is one man or one woman who does change the world. In socialist governments, where there is no freedom of choice, social stability is achieved, but at the loss of personal identity, work ethic, and the standard of living. In America, our freedom of choice has led us to be the most advanced, innovative, and generous nation in all of history. America has not hoarded our blessings, but we share them with the world. I think John Kennedy said it best when he said, "We choose to go to the moon, not because it is easy, but because it is hard." And that one great choice made America immortal in the history of this world and created the greatest advancement in technology since World War II. And without a doubt, the greatest advancement in civilization through peaceful means in all of previous history. One man, one choice. What choices will you make today? The great danger that we face is that when our choices are not limited by wisdom, morality, and spirituality, when our freedom to choose is not limited by the group wisdom of law or the awareness of God, then we lose stability as a society. But add in the confiscation of your right to choose, and freedom dies and civilization collapses. In Convention of States, we have the power to put limits on our elected officials. We choose to limit their spending, their time and power, and their invasion into our lives. They can choose to do the will of the people, or they can choose a different career after the next election. When we choose to participate in self-governance, the choices our representatives can make are within the boundaries we choose. You have the right to speak, so speak while you still can. You have the right to act, so act while you still can. Your freedom of choice cannot be taken away. It can only be given up. And that is the Lyon truth. Thank you.